All right, we have some breaking news, folks. Comedy is now legal again, and I'm talking to you, Elon Musk, who has been yearning for more comedy over the past few years. Well, you got it. Jasmine Crockett went on stage in Los Angeles today to speak for the Human Rights Campaign, and she called Texas Governor Greg Abbott, quote, Governor Hot Wheels. And conservatives, I'm sure they reacted normally, right? No, they are losing their minds. Their heads are exploding, and they are basically saying, hey, what happened to civility politics? Now, MAGA conservatives are acting like they are the civil ones. And I want to break down some of the reactions. I want to give a nuanced take of my own. And I really want to know where you guys fall on this, because I can see the argument on both sides. And really quickly, let's be clear. You should never call anybody any sort of nickname. Don't go around talking about people with disabilities and using harmful language. That is not what we're advocating here. But the context here isn't just about language, it's also about power dynamics. Let me just lay the groundwork. Governor Greg Abbott of Texas has spent nearly his entire adult life wielding the power that he gained against marginalized communities, mainly people with disabilities. This is the same man who, as a Texas Attorney General, argued that Texas had sovereign immunity from the Americans with Disabilities Act, meaning the state doesn't have to follow federal protections for the disabled, for people like him. So again, I'm not saying that we should be mean to disabled people, but when this dude is wielding all of his power to take away any sort of protections from millions of Americans, veterans, senior citizens, children, people who just want to live with dignity, then it's probably okay to punch up a little bit as Jasmine Crockett. It doesn't even stop there. As governor, Abbott also supported some of the most restrictive voting laws in the country, and these laws were proven in courts to disproportionately disenfranchise people of color and disabled individuals. It hurt disproportionately disabled individuals who relied on assistance to vote. So he signed into law one of the most draconian voting laws, a draconian abortion ban. The broader point here is Jasmine Crockett is very much so punching up when she makes this attack. So Jasmine Crockett called Texas Governor Greg Abbott, who uses a wheelchair, quote, Governor Hot Wheels. And I'll play the clip in 1 second, but this kind of builds on the double standard. Someone on Twitter pointed out that MAGA for years has been saying, quote, Sleepy Joe, Joe and the Ho gotta go. You know, I've been to a bunch of Trump rallies because I used to film all of those Trump rally debate videos, and people would have whole ass flags that say Joe and the Ho gotta go. And there'd be children walking around. It's like, what the hell? Kamala Harris slept her way up to the top, claims MAGA. Quote, Michelle Obama is a man. F your feelings, libtards. Let's go, Brandon. And then Jasmine Crockett punches back once, and they say, how dare you? This is a total breaking of norms. I mean, even Don Jr. tweeted out a few years ago after Paul Pelosi nearly lost his life and had his skull fractured, quote, the internet remains undefeated. If you switch out the hammer and the red feather boa, you could be Hunter Biden. And he's making fun of Paul Pelosi getting beat up with a hammer while Paul Pelosi was in his underwear. Wow. Really just civility politics. Somebody else pointed out, mad about Jasmine Crockett calling him Governor Hot Wheels, yet you laughed about this. Go sit down, MAGA. And this was Trump making fun of a reporter with disabilities. And here's the takeaway. Can I just reiterate? It's not that I'm justifying making fun of people with disabilities. I'm saying that when you're punching up towards people with power, it's not always the worst thing in the world. Trump, in this clip right here, is punching down. So let's jump into the main Jasmine Crockett clip where she scorches Governor Abbott. Make sure you drop a like for Jasmine Crockett. That's all that I ask, and let's check this out.
Y'all know we got Governor Hot Wheels down there. Come on now. And the only thing hot about him is that he is a hot ass mess, honey. So yes. Right, okay. All right, I'm gonna move on because I got other people this also hot in these streets.
The only thing that's hot about him is that he is a hot ass mess. And of course, conservatives had a normal reaction. Matt Walsh immediately said, calling him Governor Hot Wheels because he's in a wheelchair is a pretty bold move from Congresswoman DEI. So Matt Walsh, I hate the gaslighting here. Matt Walsh has spent the past, let's say 3 or 4 years, at least from what I'm aware of, he spent the past 3 or 4 years putting down any minority possible. And I'm pretty sure he even had in his Twitter bio, he's like a theocratic fascist or something like that. So this dude will openly punch down, hurt individuals who have already had a rough life. He will openly try to bully people, be racist, be sexist, be homophobic, transphobic, and I'm not just throwing those around as buzzwords. I sometimes hate when people throw around the words, oh, you're homophobic or transphobic as a buzzword. It's not a buzzword. Matt Walsh genuinely wants transgender people to be eradicated from public life. So the idea that we can't punch back, the idea that the second Jasmine Crockett gets a little bit edgy and punches back, come on. And I also saw a lot of Democrats, a lot of Democratic officials condemning Jasmine Crockett's language. The thing is, I understand why. Imagine you are a Democratic politician and you have a disabled son. And I'm sure many people watching this don't even have to imagine. You have disabled family members that are very close to you. It's probably not a cool joke to make. And that's why I'm urging us to approach this with a little bit of empathy, but also understand how people who consistently use their position of power to make life harder for those without power, it's okay to come up with nicknames. You know what I mean? Here is the conservative subreddit. It's an entire Reddit dedicated to people who are Trump supporters. And I just want you to read these comments. And it's pure gaslighting. So someone named Reagan1 said, our politics has sunk to this level. We are governed by children and they fight with one another like they're on a playground. Dude, come the hell on. Our politics sunk to this level the moment Trump stepped foot into American politics in about 2011. He immediately hit the scene with birther conspiracy theories. That was a new low. And then the lock her up chants, that was a new low. And then nicknames, that was a new low. And then the election denial, that was an even lower low. So the idea that Democrats have now sunk our politics to a new low, I hate the gaslighting. It's so annoying. And then he says, we are governed by children, brother. Trump has the most infantile view of the world that I've ever seen. He is the one who is a child. Someone said, will the mainstream media cover and report this vile behavior? Yeah, I got this article from Politico and I'm covering it. We're all covering it. Everybody's talking about it. Someone said she must be on Reddit because people on here call him that a lot. It's terrible. Making fun of fake eyelashes is one thing, blah, blah, blah. Someone said, gross. What a vile woman. If a Republican spoke like she does, they'd be the center of controversy. I'm sorry, but Republicans have been speaking like this for years. I can point to countless examples, but I think the Don Jr. meme that he posted and got like no backlash for is a prime perfect example. And also, check this out. Even Governor Greg Abbott, a few years ago, faced a lot of controversy because he tried to stop laws that he benefited from in the past. So Governor Greg Abbott received a settlement following his 1984 accident that put him in a wheelchair, and then he erected hurdles so that other people could benefit in the same type of personal injury cases. What am I saying? This dude puts up roadblocks for other people after he climbs over them. His entire life, that's when it's been, pulling up the ladder behind himself for other disabled people. So Marjorie Taylor Greene then tweets out, absolutely shameful. Jasmine Crockett is the face of the Democratic Party and they all support her. Blah, blah, blah. I'm sorry, Marjorie Taylor Greene. I will not take any moral grandstanding from you. And everybody on Twitter is melting down. MAGA Voice on Twitter said, Dear Mike Johnson, Jasmine Crockett needs to be censured. This is just, it's all virtue signaling. The Atlantic released an article that went behind the scenes into the final days of the Trump campaign, and I actually found it interesting because it said that at the end of the June, after Donald Trump's debate performance with Biden, where Biden kind of shit the bed on stage, Trump, en route in the campaign plane, then said, quote, the guy is a retard. He's retarded. That's my new nickname for him. I think that's what I'll start calling him, Retarded Joe Biden. And he was this close to posting the tweets before Susie Wiles and Chris LaSavita, his campaign managers, reeled him in. My point here is, if Trump would have successfully fired off that tweet and called Joe Biden that nickname, my question to everybody watching this video is, would MAGA conservatives or Republicans at large lined up to defend Trump? I think they would have. Let me know yes or no in the comment section. While you're in the comment section, make sure to drop a like, leave a blue heart. Make sure you're subscribed. People say, Adam, I've been watching for a while. I thought I was subscribed, but I never actually scrolled down and clicked the button. I love each and every single one of you, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.